Coming up in this video, what is the dark night of the soul spiritually, and why the pain? If you're new, consider subscribing, click that bell, and you'll be good to go. G2G.
Okay.
G2ZRG.
So guys, before we get into the good stuff, excited for episode 2. Who's excited? Drop a happy face or something. We have a public service announcement. You are feeling hopeless?
You think there's no way out?
We're going to bust that myth.
And for those of you who don't know us yet, because you've been on some weird planet that doesn't belong here.
I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From sunrisegarden.com.
Yes. Helping people create
badass lives.
There it is. So let's play a little numbers game. Drop the number of any of these that apply to you in the comments. Number 1.
You find it hard to love yourself.
Number 2.
You have a difficult time finding your life purpose.
Number 3.
You just can't seem to trust your intuition, even if you know better.
Number 4.
You've lost the passion for life.
And number 5.
You can't seem to figure out your why.
So once again, number 1, you find it hard to love yourself. Number 2, you have a difficult time finding your life purpose. Number 3, you just can't seem to trust your intuition, even if you know better. Number 4, you've lost the passion for life. And number 5, you can't seem to figure out your why. Let us know in the comments if any of those resonate with you. And
drop your number in the comments, because we're kind of taking a poll just for, secret purposes. Okay,
right. So we do have a few examples at the end from some of the thousands of people that we've worked with who have solved those issues and more. And at the end, we're going to share some of those with you.
I'll share one really good nugget that we
yes.
like. And if you listen to all the tips today and stay to the end, we're going to show you how to get started with something that will literally take your life from basic to badass in 90 seconds, but only if it fits for you.
Keep in mind, this isn't for everybody, and only you can decide if it's right for you.
We know it works, but you have to decide if it works for you. But here's a secret that you might not know we want to start off with, because we want you guys to know us a little bit better.
Yep. Before we get into that, I wanted to say what's up to Jeff, to Starseed. Thank you guys for joining us. We got Nima, Yanette, and Megan. Thank you guys all for joining us. I know a lot of... Nima. Okay. Nima says, number 1, getting better with having kind conversations with self. Absolutely. So back to that secret. We've got 4 grown-ass kids off on their own journeys, all with completely different personalities.
The last one just graduated high school. Can you believe it?
One thing in common.
We're all kind of a bunch of quirky brain miners diving into the mysteries of life. Usually we unlock those over sushi and Sapporo on a Saturday night.
Because sushi and Sapporo have massive hidden powers. That is the ancient secret hidden wisdom. So through our work with over 2,000 clients all over the world since 2008, we noticed a huge gap in what was being taught by a lot of influencers in our niche that seemed to be doing the same thing everybody else was doing.
But we are not trying to be the next cookie cutter gurus, if you guys know us well enough by now.
Right. What we noticed was that some taught all those cool intuitive techniques without the foundation of self-growth to stabilize it.
And other people taught self-growth without having a clue of what to do when people started opening up their intuitive skills, which is a natural byproduct of self-growth.
Absolutely. Both groups have a ceiling that lacks integration.
So what do? We filled that gap with a bunch of magical super glue. And if you stay to the end, we'll show you why that's important for you.
If you have any questions as we go, drop them in the comments, and we will have a short Q&A at the end. If we don't get to your questions live, we will answer any questions on the replay.
If you guys watching live right now, give us a hashtag live tribe. We already said hi to some of you guys. Yep. If you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay fam.
And as you come on, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Now it's time for the good stuff.
For the good stuff.
So what is the dark night of the soul spiritually? You're in a pain so deep you can't explain it. The world seems like it's ending, and everything you've known is being tossed around like Dorothy's house in The Wizard of Oz. What is happening?
So here we go with episode 2. So it has been theorized by philosophers and psychologists, as well as religious thinkers and spiritual leaders all over the world throughout time, that the personality needs to mature by going through the dark night of the soul, or as we kind of told you guys last week, the existential crisis, right? So the more religious-y term is dark night of the soul. The more psychology kind of term is existential crisis. In other words, why are we existing?
Right. And the crisis of your existence.
Basically.
There it is. So remember from the last episode that we said that the Dark Night part actually consists of 2 parts in a 3-part process. The Dark Night itself, which is that horrible part. Then you've got the illumination, and finally the union. So the Dark Night, illumination, union.
So the 2 parts of the Dark Night are, the first is the purge or the purification of the senses, and the second is the purge or the purification of the spirit. In this episode, we are going to discuss the first one in depth, the purge of the senses, and why it is so painful. Spiritual consolation becomes what we call desolation.
So consolation is the traditional term that means when you seek for comfort, when you're looking for comfort or to be consoled by some external source, such as God, Mom, Dad, etc. Elmo,
Tigger,
Tiggle me Elmo,
Winnie the Pooh.
That was a horrible toy.
Anyway, you ask, you get it. Simple.
Absolutely. I'm hungry, I get fed. Done.
So, but in the Dark Night, consolation is suddenly unavailable in the middle of your trial, right when you need it the most.
And bam, then you're in that desolation. Nobody's picking up the phone. Nobody's giving you food. Nobody's giving you water. Nobody's doing anything for you. And here's where we have that choice to feel victimized or abandoned or figure it out.
So you might kind of already get a sense of one of the biggest fears that you're dealing with in the purge of the senses is abandonment. So there are 5 reasons which we're going to lay on you over the next few minutes for the purge of the senses, why it is so painful, and why those 5 reasons are so important to basically mature the personality, as we're talking about.
Yep. And before we keep going, I wanted to say thank you so much, Jeff, for the super chat. Absolutely appreciated. Thank you. So the first tip, the first part is the increased self-awareness. This is number 1. Essentially, you are now in sensory deprivation, which is what that desolation is.
So basically that comfort zone, literally the comfort zone from outside of us is gone. There is no like warm blanket, happy, feel good that somebody is just going to hand us.
But if we shut the fudge up for just a second, instead of yelling for room service, we'll start to realize that we are in a unique situation where we can listen into the darkness and the void and begin to sense a whole other level.
So the first step is nobody's answering back, but then if we can just stop screaming for a minute and just listen, then we can start that Dark Night of the Soul journey. That's step number 1. But if we never start yelling and asking,
if we never stop that,
then if we never start going, where did you go? Why abandoned? And
where did you come from? Where did you go?
So if we never get out of that, we don't actually start the proper Dark Night of the Soul, purge of the senses. So what is this level? It's us. It's the beginning of our self-awareness. It's those first baby steps to self-realization or illumination and union have to start here.
Why is this so painful though? Because we fear the void. We fear this unknown. It seems to be so empty and scary, and we feel abandoned.
Until we realize that, hey, I am here with me.
And I've never abandoned myself.
So that's the first thing, is your increased self-awareness. We always hear, know yourself, love yourself, but in order to do that, you have to have self-awareness, which means you have to go within.
Yep.
So in the Dark Night of the Soul, that first of the 5 reasons, the 5 steps in the purge of the senses is going within, increasing your self-awareness.
And sometimes that going within is something that happens to us instead of us choosing it. And that's where it becomes the Dark Night, where it's like, oh shit, everything I've lived for is now gone. And what am I left with? I'm left with myself in the dark. So number 2, we become more honest in life.
So when we're forced within, with step number 1, into the void of self-awareness and what's in that void where it's just us, the second reason is painful because now with the quiet of desolation, we may not love everything we hear in the void.
And this purge of the senses forces us to be honest with ourselves.
So this is not going to be pretty, and we know it. It's painful as hell, which is why technically it is hell.
Right.
Okay.
But it is another baby step or giant step, depending on how you approach it. Yep, you guessed it. Self-actualization, illumination, and union. You can't get there if you don't go through the hard step first.
So what is the reward of becoming more honest with ourselves? You show up more honest in life. You show up more authentically with more integrity. You are more clear about your intentions and are able to manifest what you want from a higher place more quickly.
Absolutely. You spend less time wasting time because you're on track with being more of you because you're honest with yourself. So you're honest with the world, and more gets accomplished that way.
So the third thing that happens in the purge of the senses is you begin to release, and this is where these steps get a little more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
You start to release the expectation of cause and effect. So listen carefully to this next step, because this is a tricky one.
Yes.
And not everybody, I want to point out from that last episode, not everybody goes through a dark night of the soul.
Right.
It's those people that think about life, think deeply about life, want to improve life, or looking for these reasons for life. If you're just kind of going along in your comfort zone and paying your bills, you may never go through a dark night of the soul.
Right. If you're comfortable just being yourself and working at McDonald's for the rest of your life, and you're actually comfortable with that, which is fantastic, then you're probably not going to experience a dark night of the soul. And you're just going to keep going to work and going home and doing your thing and being okay stuck in the matrix.
So what is this releasing of expectation of cause and effect? Let's explain. So we cannot learn to think outside of the box,
to individualize and self-actualize,
until we learn to think in a non-linear way.
And develop resiliency and adaptability to grow with whatever life throws at us.
So let me give you an example. When we're a baby, we cry out to mom and dad, "I'm hungry," and then you get fed.
My diaper's wet, and then you get changed.
So we learn at an early age to rely on cause and effect. This is the first step, but we can't stay a baby forever.
Although there are some...
Let's not go
I'm
there.
not even going there.
So
we learn to rely on that cause and effect. That's that first step. But in order for us to grow, we need to break the expectation of getting what we want when we want it and learn how to get it for ourselves. And that may even include delaying some instant gratification for a longer term goal. And that's what you start to get as you come out of the dark night of the soul and start to self-actualize.
So when you are grown, you can't yell for mom to bring you lunch unless you are living in your parents' basement, which is my case in point. You are still living in your parents' basement. Get out of the basement and make yourself a sandwich.
Make your own damn sandwich. Make your own damn sandwich. So why is this painful? The mind wants to stay in that comfort zone because it's already familiar. It's already safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a growing zone. It's just a comfort zone.
There's no growth in the comfort zone.
Absolutely. But as Darwin said, it is the adaptable that survive and evolve. You're going to die waiting for that sandwich to be hand delivered to you.
So
unless you use Uber Eats.
Okay, so David's just kind of throwing a monkey wrench in, the
logic. Anyway.
So when my kids were growing up, and I was just kind of waiting for the first time they said, "Mom, it's not fair." And basically what I would say is, you know what? Life's not fair. It's not always a cause and effect. You don't always get the same things your sister does.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always get the same things your brother does. And I kind of taught them that early, instead of like making sure everybody got the same exact thing. It was like, no, you went to the store to help mom. You get a reward. You stayed home because you wanted to watch cartoons. You don't get a reward. So very early on, I started teaching them that, life's not fair, and it's probably a good thing that it isn't, because you wouldn't be challenged to work harder and to improve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So life is not always the cause and effect you are expecting. And that is probably a good thing, as it teaches you patience and the ability to see other options you might not have seen before.
Yep.
Because if we're always relying on cause and effect, we're never looking for something different, because we're always instantly satisfied.
Yep. So you're not open to bouncing around and seeing other angles, or maybe somebody else's point of view, This helps you a lot to be less entitled.
So
don't be an entitled prick. Make your own sandwich.
Wow.
That's
the
the moral of the story.
step number 3. So step number 4, reason number 4, and what you're learning in the purge of the senses is emotional self-reliance.
The 4th reason for the purge of the senses is to teach you that emotional self-reliance. Like a baby who needed something physical and was immediately satisfied, the baby that is crying needs emotional comfort and relies on an inflow of feel-good emotions from the parent.
So for a while after we grow up, right, we still call mom and dad for comfort and a feel-good conversation. And that kind of stimulates, it's an external stimulation of those endorphins.
Mhm.
But at some point, mom and dad are no longer available, right?
Yep.
They're out of cell range on a desert island, enjoying an all-expense vacation, and they really don't want to talk to you right now.
That's never happened to us.
No, because
It actually did.
so
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed our vacay very much. So this step is the sensory purge or detox from that Band-Aid of immediate feel-good emotions stimulated by that outside source.
So it's really interesting because this step is really a literal detox because we get used to that endorphin drip from outside.
Yep.
I feel terrible. My emotions, I don't want to feel these shitty emotions. So I'm going to do something to feed that, give myself something, get it as a Band-Aid and kind of a way to get through that negative emotion. But that really doesn't get us deep into the emotion to process it, which is what the purge of the senses is about. We're being forced to process all of those negative emotions we haven't looked at.
Yep.
So it's painful for obvious reasons because you're dealing with the illusion of emotional abandonment. Remember I said purge of the senses has a lot to do with dealing with abandonment on many levels.
Until you realize that you can sit with your negative emotions, figure them out, and create comfort and emotional self-reliance from within. Because once again, in the beginning, we were talking about you are not alone because you are there with yourself. When you stop crying and put on your big kid pants, then you realize you've got the answers. They're already inside.
So the final step in the purge of the senses is that you are developing what we call spiritual fortitude and stamina. This is the endurance race of the spiritual self.
It is painful because you don't really know when you're going to get out of it.
So your spiritual stamina develops as a result of continuing to say, this is just a moment. I will not surrender. I will not go quietly into the night. And because of this trial,
whatever BS life throws at you is nothing compared to that massive spiritual fortitude that you have developed in this purge of the senses. So while you're going through this part of the dark night, you are building that knowing inside that there is a light somewhere, and you may not be able to see it, but you know it's there somewhere inside when you stop screaming for the damn sandwich. And then you start to pull yourself out, you get through it, and then you realize, okay, that wasn't so bad on the other side of it, obviously. So still, we've got the come back, I can fight. It's just a flesh wound.
It's the dark night of the soul, not the black night of the soul.
Oh.
This is not Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Black night, dark night, small.
You've got no legs. You've got no arms.
Oh my God. So let's go over those 5 steps. Increased self-awareness because you're forced from consolation.
Mm-hmm.
You're reaching out for comfort, but you're forced into desolation and that isolation tank of the spirit.
Mommy and daddy are not there for you anymore.
Which makes you become more honest with yourself. You have to be, because there's no noise from the outside. You got to hear what's going on the inside.
And then you start releasing the expectation of cause and effect, immediate cause and effect.
Which is I ask for help and I get help.
Right away, because I don't have to do anything.
Right. And then you start to develop emotional self-reliance because you realize you've got to comfort yourself. You've got to pull yourself through it. You've got to get to the other side.
Yep. Then you develop that spiritual fortitude and stamina because you have been through it. You're building that stamina across the way, and then you become the Black Knight.
So does this make sense? How these 5 steps of the purge of the senses go together? How that it's like a 5-step process that takes you through that first purge.
Right.
We're going to talk about the second purge, but you can't get to the second purge until you purge the senses, because otherwise the second purge doesn't make sense.
Yep.
As the second purge has a little bit more to do with mental processes.
Right. So in summary, in a nutshell, we've got the purge of the senses. And in this purge of the senses, you're dealing with the choice to feel abandoned in this desolation or to find yourself in the void by realizing it is actually quite active in that void, but you just couldn't hear the whole other world until you went within and found it. So until you stopped screaming, you could start listening.
So this choice, like we said, leads you up to the second purge, the purge of the spirit, which we're going to talk about in the next episode. It's question and answer time. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to drop any questions if you haven't been dropping them already. If we don't get to any live, if you're dropping questions on the replay, we will get to them.
So while we wait for those to come in, we wanted to share what one of our Zen heads recently shared with us about their experience.
So we recently got this one. Brian said he had an amazing journey and we helped heal his family.
The healing that I've gone through has not only positively opened the door for me, but has helped heal my family as well. I can clearly see the road ahead of me because it was pretty clouded that first day. It's been an amazing journey up to this point, and I'm looking forward to where we go from here.
So that was a dark night of the soul kind of moment. But
Absolutely.
let's, as you guys are still bringing questions in.
So Tanya finally made it. I'm glad that you made it. Starseed Nicole, thanks for joining. And Charleston, South Carolina. Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Nima, girl, swim, girl, swim. Mom, the meatloaf. Bounce back, Cotton Eye Joe. Yep, that was Cotton Eye Joe. So relevant for me. Glad to help out Kelly. I'm glad that it resonates. So if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments and we will get to them shortly. I think I'm going to give you guys like another minute or two to catch up on that.
But I think we're going to share that secret weapon that we were talking about to take your life from basic to badass in 90 seconds.
Because 90 seconds is all that it takes to make a decision.
So what are you going to do?
You could keep Googling and watching endless YouTube videos.
Unless you're watching our station.
Then keep watching and subscribe from all those people doing the same thing everybody else is doing.
Or you could jump into our brains and
plug directly into all of the unique shortcuts, signature mind hacks, and emotional ninja skills
that have worked for thousands of our clients to step into their confidence, self-love, and personal power so that
they can trust themselves to live their purpose completely.
So like we said in the beginning, we've learned that self-growth and developing your intuition for a badass life go together like sushi and Sapporo.
Now it's time for that secret weapon.
So what do you need to get started? I want to start with a question. A couple of questions.
Are you tired of living in a repeating cycle of the same old life?
Are you ready to take back your power to live your purpose?
Can you handle constant brain downloads that will literally blow your mind? If so, come join Zen Ed Academy if you are ready to take your skills to the next level and can handle more brain juice in your dome piece.
So let's tell you about Zen Ed Academy. Zen Ed Academy is our place. So if you're wondering where we hang out, Zen Ed Academy is it. It's where we jack you into the ZRG mainframe.
So you can break your bad habits and build better trust in your magical awesomeness.
So this will work for you
even if you're allergic to fairy dust and just want real information without all of that unicorn poop.
Even if you have never had real training before.
Even if you think you know all this stuff and just need a refresh.
Even if you have been misled by all those cookie baking copycats.
Even if you're a boss in a totally different niche and just want an edge.
So in Zen Ed Academy, you get all of our unique insights to blend your own self-growth and intuitive development with all of our courses, past, present, and future.
Only if it's right for you. Come join our inner circle and start living in your power right now. All of that info is down below. And Jeff says, I want to learn mediumship. However, I cannot seem to make a breakthrough. Haven't tried your training before. Jeff, we have a 20-hour advanced mediumship course that we're doing in Zen Ed Academy. We're finishing it up over these next few weeks. I would definitely recommend getting in on it now, so that you could be a part of it live. Or if you want to, we've got a free training on YouTube, which is an hour-long training that we started with mediumship. You can look that up on our channel, and that'll give you a good taste of the kind of stuff that we do when it comes to mediumship.
So basically in Zen Ed Academy, we have a group coaching session every week that right now we're teaching a course on confidence, a mini course. It's every week you get a course live. And then on Fridays, we teach the whatever intuitive development course we're doing at that moment. So right now we're going through our advanced mediumship course.
Right.
It's really cool. It's really fun because all of the courses you can replay, you can review, you can ask questions on because they're ever active, because that's our group. That's where we hang out. So if you have questions on it, it's not just taking a course a la carte from a subscription website, because we're there active in the group. And if you have a question, even if the course was given last year, we'll come on and help you out with any new questions that you have. Plus, you've got the whole tribe there, all the Zen heads who've taken the courses before that are really willing to jump in and share their experiences.
And actually, Tanya just said that she's so glad that she signed up for Zen Ed Academy. I'm about halfway through the psychic training, which is what we recommend going through. It's an 8-part series on psychic development for beginners. She says, I'm about halfway through the psychic training. Such amazing lessons. Love, love. Absolutely love having you there. Nicole says, do you help people learn to be a channel? Yes, that is a part of the thing that we do in the advanced mediumship training. We help people to understand what channeling is and give them skills and tools to build that if that is something that they want to do. We kind of also clarify some of the myths around channeling and give you some real world expectation of what channeling is and how to channel.
And channeling is a subset of physical mediumship, which we go over physical mental mediumship and all of those different types in the advanced mediumship course in detail. And as new issues arise, we'll continue to supplement the courses. So anyway, it's that two-way path that we talked about in the beginning. We've got our self-growth courses and we've got all of our intuitive development courses that are ongoing. It's our baby. That's
so you basically get 2 new lessons every week, one from the self-growth and one from the intuitive development. And those courses you have access to.
The fun thing that I like about Zen Ed is that our people are really active in the in the group, and we have a group a group of bonus teachers that come on and give fun classes every kind of in between, which is really fun.
And Chelsea says Zen heads are amazing. That's coming from one of our favorite Zen heads. Yanette says, so it's more about trusting yourself to guide you.
Yes,
absolutely. So the Dark Night of the Soul is definitely more about trusting yourself. By going into that darkness, by stripping away the external world and focusing on your internal world and bringing the light out from you.
In that first part, the first part of the Dark Night of the Soul, the 2 purges, it's really about you and you. And that's all you got. It's like, because what was helping you outside is not helping you now. It doesn't mean it's not coming back. But I'm not giving a spoiler.
So next week, we're going to get deeper into the purge of the spirit. For now, I think we're going to wrap it up. Let's see. Tiki, so good to see you. I mean, Starseed, all of you guys, thank you guys for joining us.
It's nice to see you guys.
If you like this video, hit that like button.
If this video helped you in any way, guys, as always, share it with a friend, please.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. For more badass life tips,
be sure to subscribe
and click the bell to turn notifications on,
so you're the first to know
when we drop a new video
or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource, and the fact that you've chosen to spend that not only with us, but also most importantly with you, leveling up your skills, we absolutely honor and appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day, and we will see you in the next video.
We'll see you in the next video. Love you guys.